All right, let's just get right to it. It's the question that's probably been rattling around in the back of your head for a while now. With all the crazy headlines, all the AI hype, should you even keep coding? I mean, you've put in the work. You know you have. All those late nights, staring at a screen, scrolling through Stack Overflow, the tutorials you had to rewatch like 3 times just for one tiny thing to click. And now, it feels like every single day there's a new headline that just wants to tell you all of that effort was for nothing.
Look, let's be honest, most of us got into this whole thing because of a kind of promise, right? A deal. You work hard, you learn this incredibly difficult skill, and in return, you get a good, stable career, meaningful work, a decent salary. A whole generation of us followed that roadmap, and now it feels like someone just tore the map to pieces right in front of us.
But what if those headlines aren't telling the whole story? What if there's something else going on? Let's actually pull apart these announcements and see what's really happening.
Oh yeah, you've seen this one, or some version of it. It sounds so forward-thinking, doesn't it? So bold, so strategic. It sounds like the future.
But let's translate that from corporate speak into, what's actually happening. A lot of the time, what it really means is this. It's the part they don't say out loud. The truth is, a lot of these AI layoffs, they're not really about AI at all. So here's the deal. During the pandemic, companies just went on this massive hiring spree. They burned through a ton of cash. And then, investors started getting nervous. So the companies needed a story. And let me tell you, we're restructuring for an AI-first future sounds a heck of a lot better than, oops, we made a huge miscalculation and hired way too many people. AI just becomes a really convenient excuse. Okay, so that's the layoff situation. But then there's the other big source of anxiety. This whole idea of vibe coding. You've seen the demos, I'm sure. Someone just types what they want in plain English and boom, an AI spits out a working app in a couple of hours. I'm talking about something that just a few years ago would have taken a skilled developer days to build. And you can't help but sit there and think, wait, what was the point of everything I learned? It looks so easy, so clean. It's this illusion of effortlessness that's frankly both super impressive and really unsettling. But there's a huge problem with this illusion that nobody in those flashy demos ever talks about. What happens when it all goes wrong? Because trust me, it will go wrong. It's 2 a.m., something in production breaks, a real customer's data is at risk, and the person who just copy-pasted the AI's code has absolutely no clue where to even begin looking for the bug. What then? And that right there, that's the hidden trade-off. Yeah, the speed of vibe coding is amazing, but the understanding gap it creates is just as real and honestly way more dangerous. Because if you don't understand the code, you can't tell when it's wrong. And eventually, that incredible speed is going to slam right into that dangerous gap. Okay, this brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation. It's time to totally reframe what you've actually been learning all these years. Let's be crystal clear about this. The time you spent wasn't about memorizing how to write a for loop in Python. It wasn't about the little quirks of CSS. It was about something so much deeper. You learned how to think. You learned how to look at a huge, overwhelming, impossible problem and break it down into tiny little pieces you can actually solve. You learned how to stare at a broken screen, feel that rising panic, and stay calm. You learned to trust that somewhere, somehow, you will find the solution. You literally rewired your brain to deal with chaos. Seriously, think about that for a second. That's not some vocational skill that an AI is going to make obsolete. No way. That is a cognitive superpower. It's a way of looking at the world that is incredibly rare, incredibly valuable, and it's something you use every single day. So with all that in mind, I want you to go back, just for a second. Forget the layoffs. Forget the AI demos. Forget all of it. Why did you start doing this in the first place? I bet it wasn't really about the stock options or the salary. I bet it was about that moment. You know the one, that feeling when your dumb little game finally ran, or when that script you wrote automated some tedious, annoying task. That feeling of pride when you showed someone a thing you actually built, something that didn't exist in the world until you made it. No company gave you that feeling. No AI tool handed it to you on a platter. You earned it. You sat with the confusion, you wrestled with the problem, and you figured it out.
You made something real, and no market crash, no layoff, no new technology can ever take that away from you. That happened. It's yours. So the question isn't whether you should keep coding. The real question is, with this superpower you've built, what are you going to build next?